Hey Yogi, welcome. It's Julia, and I'm so happy to have you here. This is another video in my Couch to Confident yoga series. So this is a series all about helping you understand some of the foundational elements of any yoga practice so that you feel safe, you feel confident, and you feel ready to tackle a yoga practice no matter where you are. So in this video, we're gonna cover sun salutes. And sun salutes are an essential component in any yoga flow practice. So it's really important to feel confident and feel safe and feel powerful in your sun salutes so that you can maximize the benefits that you're getting. So what are the benefits of sun salutes? Well, for one thing, they are fantastic for boosting your energy. There's a lot of big movements in sun salutes, so it asks your body to do really dynamic movement. Lots of different muscles are firing, you have your joints moving at the same time. So anytime you get a total body movement in, it's just increasing your calorie burn, it's amping up your energy, it's increasing your strength as well as your range of motion. So sun salutes are a fantastic thing to bring in when the sun comes up in the morning or anytime that you feel like you could use a little energy boost. When we're working out with things like sun salutes, it also increases our happy hormones. So it gives us a little bit of a mood boost. And I mean, who couldn't use that? I definitely can. So if you are just looking for something to give you a little extra burn, a little extra boost, and you want to feel really confident on your yoga mat, this is a fantastic video for you. So let's get started. We're going to come down into child's pose. Bring your knees a little bit wide, let your belly drop in between your thighs. So as we sink back to child's pose, remember, child's pose is not just a pose for the beginning and end of your practice. You can come to child's pose anytime you need. It's a fantastic place to catch your breath, to find a moment's rest, so you have total permission to empower yourself to come back to child's pose anytime you need it. All right, bring your belly down between your thighs, forehead to the earth. Extend your fingertips forward and then soften your elbows. So for my folks that have a little bit of low back pain, you might find it supportive to have your knees just a little bit closer. Or if you're looking for more hip opening, you can send your knees a little bit wider. A lot of our yoga practice is learning about our body and what makes it unique, what our bone structure needs, what our muscles need. So feel free to modify your poses as much as your body asks you to today and in any yoga practice. Let's cultivate our Ujjayi breath, that victorious breathing in and out through the nose. So to start, inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale like you're fogging up a mirror. Again, inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale. This time, seal your lips. Inhale. Keep your lips sealed. Exhale through your nose. Hear the sound of an ocean wave or that Darth Vader breath. One more time. Great. On your next breath in, rise to tabletop. Hands and knees lift up. Tuck your toes and push back to downward facing dog. This is one of my favorite feelings in any yoga practice is this first down dog. Just sort of pedal out your legs. Find some movement for your hips. Should feel really good as you stretch out your body. Great. Bend into your left knee and then just press your right heel as close to the ground as it'll go. It doesn't have to touch. For most of us, it probably won't. Instead, focus on that nice big stretch you get from your hip to your heel. Good, and then pedal over to the other side. Press your left heel low. Good. And then press both heels low. Engage your quad muscles, your thigh muscles, so your thigh bones move back. Your next breath in, take a look up at your hands. we'll come forward into ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrist, bend your knees, fold forward, drop your head. Ragdoll is just a really soft and releasing variation of forward fold. It can also feel super good here to just grab your elbows. Let your head drain down towards the floor. When you bend your knees in a forward fold, it invites the stretch to come into your low back. When you straighten your knees in a forward fold, it will isolate the stretch a little bit more in your hamstrings. So in this first forward fold, we're emphasizing putting some length into the muscles of our low back and our middle back, so that as we move through our sun salutes, those muscles are ready to go. Take another breath in. On your exhale, drop your hands. Keep your right knee bent, and then turn towards your left, straighten your left leg, reach your left arm up, and then take your hand to your low back. Shift a little bit of weight forward. So a lot of times we'll sink way far back. Shift just a little bit of weight forward. Turn your lung underneath, and then gaze up to the ceiling. So if you have a lot of tightness in the side panel of your hip, maybe you're a runner or you play a different type of sport, or you just have a lot of tension in your IT band, you may notice that even in your left leg, your knee is going to stay a little bit bent. That's okay. Focus on finding the sensation of the stretch. Don't worry so much about how straight your leg is. Take one more breath in. Release down to the middle. Move to the other side. So opposite knee is going to stay bent. You'll start to straighten out the right leg, reach your right arm up, get that big full twist, and then drop your hand right to your sacrum. If you notice that you're shifting way back, again, bring just a bit weight forward so that you can loop the bottom lung under the top lung and turn your gaze up to the ceiling. Move towards the sensation of the stretch. Again, not worried so much about how straight your knee is, more about what you're feeling in the side panel of your thigh and hip. Good. Take an inhale, reach up, and on your exhale, fold and bow. On your next breath in, take your hands up to your hips. Your knees can stay soft, rise all the way up to standing, and then bring your hands to your heart. Good. So we're going to come into mountain pose or Tadasana. Bring your arms to your sides. Turn your palms forward. And a lot of times you'll hear bring your big toes to touch. But for so many of us, that cue doesn't make any sense in our body. And it sometimes can cause some back pain or some instability. So you can also just bring your feet right underneath your hips and stand up tall, and you're already in mountain pose. So if you find that that's a little bit happier for your low back, by all means, take that modification for yourself so you can take care of your body. Because we're going to go into Sun A. We'll start with a half Sun A, and then we'll break down this pose called Chaturanga. I'll give you lots of different options so you feel confident in your Sun A. All right, so on your inhale, reach your arms up high. And on your exhale, soften your knees, forward fold, come all the way back down, drop your head. Good, then slide your hands to your shin bones. On your inhale, halfway lift or half forward fold. Lengthen your spine. Again, a little softness here in the knees is going to release your low back so you can stay long. Send your tail back and the top of your head forward. One more breath in. And exhale, fold again. Reverse swan dive all the way up. So send your arms out and up. And then take your hands back to your heart. So let's add on from there. On your inhale, reach up. On your exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Breathe in, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, draw your belly in, broaden your collarbones. And on your exhale, step to a plank pose. So this top of a push-up position. So this is the beginning of a chaturanga, this plank. Anytime in any class, anywhere, if they say chaturanga and your shoulders say, no thank you, just stay in plank, not a big deal. You're still getting an awesome core workout. You're still strengthening your shoulders, so you feel really confident holding plank anytime that chaturanga seems to be a little bit too much. Great. So from here, on your next inhale, shift forward, and then lower all the way down, and you can drop your knees first if lowering down feels a little bit heavy on your shoulders today. Once your belly down, untuck your toes, loop your shoulder heads back, take a little baby cobra. Cobra is a back bend. So in Sun A's, typically you're gonna take a cobra or you'll take an up dog. Either way, they're a back bend, so you can take what feels good in your body. Draw your elbows in, broaden your chest, and lift the back of your skull up towards the ceiling. One more breath in here. And exhale, put your chest down. Press up to tabletop on your breath in, and push back to downward facing dog. So let's move through that Sun A, breath to movement. Breath to movement is an essential part of pretty much any flow practice. So you can feel that emphasis of moving your breath, your body, and your mind all at the same time. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat and fold. Halfway lift your chest. Forward fold, bow. Root, rise, reach all the way up. Forward fold again, take your hands through heart center. Halfway lift your chest on your inhale. High plank. And then lower all the way down. A little cobra, untuck your toes. Strengthen your legs, move your chest forward and up. Exhale, lower your chest down. Press to tabletop on inhale. Downward facing dog. So we'll take Sun A again, but this time we'll move towards a chaturanga. On your inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat and fold. Halfway lift your chest, lengthen your heart forward. Forward fold, bow, release your head. Stand all the way up, reach up. Hands to your heart, fold all the way back down. Halfway lift, lengthen. This time chaturanga. Plant your hands, step back to plank, hinge forward, lower your knees, and then bend your elbows so that your arms are tucked into your sides. So they squeeze and hug into your rib cage. You're gonna lower just halfway down, then press into the tops of your feet. Lift your knees off the mat, move your rib cage forward, and roll your shoulder blades down your back. So this is upward facing dog. Pull your chest through, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Press firmly into the tops of your feet and your hands. Then move into downward facing dog. Lift from your low belly. Retuck your toes and then press your chest back. Good, so we'll take one more round of Sun A, this time with our knees up, and know that you can take the belly down to cobra, the chaturanga with your knees down, or the variation with your knees off the ground anytime that you need to. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, fold. Halfway lift your chest. Forward fold and bow. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, chest moves forward. Exhale, chaturanga, step back to the top of a push-up, lower halfway. This time your knees stay off the earth if that feels good in your body. Inhale to upward facing dog, press into your hands and feet, move your chest forward and up. Downward facing dog, lift from your hip hinge, tuck your toes, and press your chest back towards your thighs. Relax your head long towards your thumbs. Take a full breath in through your nose. This time, surrender a breath out through your mouth. Let's move on to Sun B. On your next breath in, look to your hands. On your breath out, step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift your chest, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. For this first set of chair, you can keep your feet hips width distance. On your inhale, rise up to chair. Squat down in your legs, reach your arms up overhead, and then let's pause with our hands at our heart. Good. So chair is exactly like what it sounds. You're sitting down in an imaginary chair, so let your weight come back into your heels, sink your butt down, but then draw your low belly in. So that's for spinal support, core support, right? And you should feel intensity in your legs. Like I can feel my legs heating up right now. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful for your knees. So if you notice that it is painful for your knees, shift more weight back or reduce your range of motion. Let's return our hands to our heart, look straight forward, and breathe. Good. One more, in and out. Great. On your next inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift your chest, breathe in. Chaturanga, or your variation. Upward facing dog. Move through, straighten your arms, lift your chest. Downward facing dog, lift up from your belly. On your next breath in, step your right foot forward, connect your back heel down, and rise up into warrior one. So, in yoga classes, there's lots of variations these days of Sun A and Sun B. What we're going through is really basic variations of Sun A and Sun B, and very often that means warrior one. Warrior one, even though it has the number 1 in it, is not actually all that easy. There's a lot of complicated footwork in this pose, so you want to get confident in your feet so that you can feel strong in your spine. So let's break down the feet. Back heel should be down with your toe pointed towards roughly the very top corner of your mat. Your front foot is deeply bent into your knee, stacked over your ankle, but if that hurts your knee at all, you can come out just a little bit. If you feel like you're on a tightrope, you can heel toe your front foot a little bit wider so that you have more surface area underneath your body. From there, lengthen your spine up and reach your arms up overhead. In warrior one, your rib cage and your armpits turn forward. Look for 2 energies. Feel this strong anchor of your legs, as well as this big, bright reach through your fingers. Take one more breath in. And exhale. Drop your hands down. Step back. Lower down to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Loop your shoulder heads back. Lift your chest. Downward facing dog, send your hips up high. At this point, you should really feel like your body is getting a lot warmer. Maybe you even notice that your breath is a little bit harder to manage. So anytime you come to down dog, you can take a breath in through your nose. And then a big breath out your mouth to reset. Great, let's do the other side. On your inhale, step your left foot forward, spiral your back heel down, and then rise up to that warrior one. So again, don't let it fool you. Warrior one can be really challenging. So start with your feet. Anchor firm through the knife edge of your back foot, but then hug your inner thighs just a little bit. When you find that hug, it'll help you lift your pelvic floor, find a little more core support, and then you can lengthen your arms strong and bright overhead. Turn your rib cage and your armpits forward. And if you have any more space to go, feel free to deepen the challenge, deepen your lunge. And don't forget to breathe, that's really important. When our breath is strong in our practice, it's not just so that we feel more zen in our practice. We need oxygen to feed our muscles. So when we have those strong inhales, we're bringing more oxygen into our body to really nourish our muscles. And when we have strong exhales, we're releasing waste product. So all of the stuff that comes out when we exercise, the carbon dioxide and toxins. So a strong breath practice means that we're getting a really efficient and cleansing workout. One more breath in. Good. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower to chaturanga. Upward facing dog, lift your chest, straighten your arms. Downward facing dog, pull up from your belly, press your chest back. Full breath in, full breath out. Let's take one Sun B, breath to movement. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, hands on the floor or your shins, lengthen your spine. And forward fold, release, bow your brain. If you want to try on feet together this time, feel free. Heel toe your feet together, chair pose. Sink your butt down into an imaginary chair. Reach your arms up. Good. Forward fold, bow again. Drop your head. Halfway lift. Move your chest forward. Flatten out your back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Try to use the entire exhale as you lower. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. On your next breath in, take your right foot forward, back heel down. Warrior one, rise up with your breath. Keep breathing in till you're all the way up. There might even be a moment of pause. And then exhale, chaturanga, hands down. Remember, you can always skip chaturanga, hold plank, or take any of those variations we practiced. Downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Other side, left foot steps forward. Warrior one, breathe in until you're fully in the pose, huge lungs. Good, and then exhale, chaturanga, hands down, or your variation, this is your practice. Upward facing dog, move your chest forward and up. Downward facing dog, lift from your belly, press your chest back. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Good, let's come down to your knees. So bring your feet out in front of you, soles of your feet to touch, and let your knees butterfly open. We'll take Baddha Konasana or bound angle pose, just to open us up and start to slow down our heart rate before Savasana. Inhale, lift your chest. Good, on your exhale, fold forward any amount. So you might fold a little bit, you might fold a lot. Today I'm kind of halfway between there. You're looking for a stretch in your hips, but you also might feel a really nice low back release. So we know our sun salutes are fantastic for getting our heart rate and our breath rate up. We feel embodied and powerful. And these last few poses are to stretch us out, soothe our nervous system, and give us a nice juicy release. So we know yoga is more than just getting a physical workout. We definitely have that mental aspect, the breath aspect. We get to know ourselves a little bit better. But it's through these powerful and challenging practices like sun salutes where we really start to examine our edge. You know, what can we do? And then we also learn how to make really smart choices for ourselves. Like, hey, you know what? Chaturanga doesn't feel so good today, or I need to modify the depth of my chair. So when you take a moment and make those choices for yourself, you'll feel really empowered in your practice. On your next inhale, come all the way up. Close your knees and straighten your legs out in front of you. Sit up really tall. Breathe all the way up through your fingers and then forward fold, bow, and your hands can touch anywhere that they need to. You don't have to touch your feet. Draw your belly in as you broaden your chest, and then use your next exhale to fold a little bit deeper. If your knees bend a little bit here, it's totally fine. If you want to relax the back of your neck and let your head hang, go for it. It can feel really nice. Great. On your next breath in, come to sit, and then lay all the way down onto your back. So use your exhale to roll all the way down to your back. Lengthen your body out. Good. And we'll just take a twist to balance out our spine before our Savasana. Keep your left leg long and down on your mat. Draw your right knee around your rib cage up to your armpit. Good, and then take a big twist. Tuck your left hip under. Guide your right knee over. You let your toe touch down. Your knee doesn't have to touch down. For most of us, it won't. Spread your arms out till your back gets flat and your chest is wide. Breathe. These moments of relaxing poses should feel really good after the hard work you did in your sun salutes. Come back to the middle. And we'll switch sides, so your right leg's gonna go long. Hug your left knee in. Good, and then take a twist. Tuck your hip under hip. Glide your knee over. Your toe or your knee can touch down. Broaden out your upper back so you can relax as much of your shoulders onto the floor as you can. Good, come back to the middle. Scoot your hips back to the center. Draw your knees into your chest. Take your forehead up to meet your knees, squeeze in. And on your next exhale, Savasana. Should feel really good. Let your legs and your arms splay out. Let your eyes softly close. And relax your body into the floor. Slow down your breath intentionally. Sun A and Sun B rev up our nervous system, get us ready to go, energizes our body, gets us kind of moving on all cylinders. And then here in Shavasana, we do the opposite. We slow down our nervous system, relax our body, soothe our muscles. It's a part of your practice where your brain and your body start to build that muscle memory for your next practice, so you feel even more confident every single time you step on the mat. Just a few more breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms out overhead. And roll over to your side. You can bring your knees in towards your chest. Find fetal pose. Just that really nice transition from the energy of your practice into the rest of your day. Press yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands to your heart. A nice sigh of relief. So maybe you've heard that yoga is not the best for weight loss. Well, if you just did that practice, you know that's totally not true. You can absolutely rev up your heart, you can get your breath going, you can fire up your muscles, and you can also find that mind-body connection that is essential for your overall health and wellness. So great job, Yogi. Thank you so much for tuning in for this special Sun Salute video. I hope you are staying tuned to the entire Couch to Confidence yoga series that I've put together for you. I know that if you stick to it, you're going to find tremendous improvement in your mat practice. You'll probably find that you'll feel a little bit more calm in your spirit, in your mind, and I know we all need that. I definitely do. So tomorrow in our next video, we're gonna get even deeper into our legs and glutes, which are powerhouses for stability and really essential for any sort of meaningful exercise. So I hope to see you in the very next video. Until then, namaste. Hey yogis, welcome. It's Julia, and I am so glad that you are here. This is my Couch to Confident yoga series. I designed this series specifically for anybody who has met any sort of frustration on their yoga mat. I know that a lot of times students are looking to feel more confident in their yoga practice, and this course is specifically designed to help you address stability, mobility, or flexibility issues that you might find in a yoga practice. So as you go through this course, I've progressively increased the challenge in every video and addressed a common problem area so that as you move through, you progressively feel stronger, more flexible, you'll have overall more mobility. You might even lose a little bit of weight. So this is a fantastic course for you if you are looking to find more confidence in your yoga practice. I hope you'll catch me in the next video, and until then, namaste.